So last week we learned unity and variety, balance, scale, and proportion as principles of design. So today we're going to continue to see the rest of the principles of design, emphasis and subordination, and pattern and rhythm. So let's talk about emphasis first. So emphasis and subordination are complementary concepts. So when we emphasize something, we draw attention to it. And this is a valuable part of communication that allows us to set some things apart. So in art, emphasis is the principle by which an artist draws attention to content. So sometimes an artist is interested in emphasizing an entire work in its wholeness, like this work of art. So the whole gentle waves are emphasis in this work of art. And emphasis can also be used to draw attention to a large portion of a work. Sometimes an artist wants the emphasis to encompass a significant area, but not quite the entire surface like this work of art. So the large white shape. So this white shape with the pointy wood lines is emphasis in this work of art. So pretty much large portion of emphasis. So now let's look at focal point. What's a focal point? Can you guess what it is? The focal point?
Main point?
Yes, very good. It's a main point in emphasis. So focal point is a specific spot to which one's attention is directed. An entire work, a broad area within a work of art, multiple areas, and even specific points can be emphasized as focal point. An artist can emphasize focal points using line, implied line, value, color, like any of the elements of art. So let me show you an example for the focal point. So this is a painting, The Fall of Icarus by Marc Chagall. Chagall was a Russian-French artist during World Wars. In his painting, Chagall draws attention and illustrates critical moment from Greek mythology. So Chagall's version, this Icarus, is the focal point, distinctly set apart from the light sky, not only by his position at the top and the center of the work, but also by the use of bold red, yellow, and blue, the primary colors, to depict the falling figure. And the subordination. The opposite of emphasis is subordination, so which means it is a less visually interesting area. So artists choose carefully which area to emphasize or subordination in order to heighten the impact of their artworks. So now we're gonna find emphasis, focal point, and subordination in some work of art.
Can you say that definition one more time for subordination?
The subordination means less visually interesting area, like like a background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is the first example. So which part, can you guess which part is emphasis portion in this painting? Where is the emphasis?
The boat.
The boat? Actually that,
Person in the photo.
huh?
Is it the person in the photo?
Oh yes, actually the front area with the road and the guy, this whole area is emphasis in this painting, and the rest of the part, the sea with the boat, these are subordination. And in this emphasis, which one is focal point?
The man.
Man. Very good. Very good. The man is the focal point, and the rest of the part, the little parts, are subordination. Let's see the next example. So where is emphasis? Which part is the emphasis in this painting?
The man and the child.
Very good. Very good. Yes. The man and the child is emphasis. And how about the subordination?
The background.
The background. Yes, the background. The background is
For
subordinate.
some reason that tablecloth, that yellow tablecloth kind of pops out.
Yes, yes, because the light is in the background, and the main subjects, they don't have light that much.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
The artist used the light, reversed the way to emphasize these figures in the dark. So let's focus on these two figures, the emphasis area. So which figure is the focal point?
The guitar.
That's right.
The child.
Yes, yes, that's right. The boy's face with the guitar now looks shiny in this dark. So that part attracts our attention more. Very good. Okay, so this one is the easiest one. So where is the emphasis part?
The
Is
lady.
it the whole thing?
Yes, the bright part. Yes, with the lady and the candle, the whole thing is emphasis. How about the subordination?
All the shadows.
That's right, all the shadows. Very good. Then in this emphasis, can you find the focal point?
Is it the light of the candle or her face?
Both of them. Yeah,
Okay.
very good. All right. So here's another example. So this is Francisco de Goya's painting. Goya was a Spanish romantic painter and printmaker. He is considered the most important Spanish artist of the late 18th and early 19th centuries. So this is a historically great painting. So there is a video in week 4.1 of Moodle Room. Please watch that video after the class. And now, what's emphasis in this painting?
The guy in a white shirt.
Actually, that the guy is the focal point, and the emphasis is the whole bright area surrounding this innocent guy. How about the subordination?
The guy in the blood, no?
Yeah, that guy can be, the subordination. So this,
Or,
yeah, the soldiers in the dark,
Mhm.
the whole thing is subordination. Great. So let's move on to the pattern. So we saw pattern when you learned the 7 visual elements last week, right? So as you know, pattern is any decorative, repetitive motif or design in abstract ideas. So let's see it closer. So an artist can use repetition of a pattern to impose order on a work. But simple repetition can become more complex and make work even more interesting when the pattern changes. So sometimes artists use alternating patterns to make a work more lively. So motif. So a design repeated as a unit in a pattern is called a motif. So motif can represent ideas, images, and themes that can be brought together through the use of pattern. An artist can create a strong, unified design by repeating a motif. So for example, there is a unit design, which is a motif. And when it repeats, it makes a pattern. And Chuck Close uses motif to unify his paintings. And Close uses a repeated pattern of organic concentric rings set into a diamond shape as the basic building blocks for his large compositions. So these little things are all the motif, which appears as abstract pattern when viewed closely and visually solidify into realistic portraits of the model. Now let's see rhythm in art. So rhythm is based on repetition and is a basic part of our world. So there are 4 kinds of rhythm. First one is visual rhythm, and second one is simple repetitive rhythm, and progressive rhythm. And the last one is alternating rhythm. Let's see one by one. So visual rhythm depends on the repetition of accented area. Accented, the elements, usually shapes. So literally shows a rhythm in visual way like this sculpture. And the simple repetitive rhythm is a repetition by using the same shape, color, size, value, line, or texture over and over again, by using visual elements. And the progressive rhythm. So repetition that regularly increases or decreases in frequency creates a progressive rhythm as the eye moves faster or slower across the surface of the work. So for example, capturing slow motion by photograph. And alternating rhythm. So artists can intertwine multiple rhythms until they become quite complex. The addition and alternation of rhythms can add unpredictability and visual excitement. So using diverse rhythms is called alternating rhythm. So the idea of rhythmic sculpture helps us understand how artists divide the visual space into different kinds of sections to achieve different kinds of effects. In this painting, the artist insistently reminds us of the slow physical rhythms created by the brute strength of these beasts and the irregularity of the plowman's steps, as all of them, man and cattle, work together to turn the weighty soil like this. So now we're done with the principles of design, and we have a sketchbook project today. So let's move on to the sketchbook project. Okay. All right, so let's see the sketchbook project. So today we are going to do the asymmetrical balance drawing. So let's remind unity and variety first. So unity is sense of oneness, and variety is the differences in art. So all artworks includes unity and variety together, right? And we learned three unities: compositional unity, conceptual unity, gestalt unity. And also we learned balance. So balance refers to apparent heaviness and lightness in work of art. And there were, two types of balance: asymmetrical balance, symmetrical balance, and asymmetrical balance. So symmetrical balance is a mirror image of shapes or forms on either sides of an imaginary axial dividing line. And asymmetrical balance is two sides that do not correspond to one another in size, shape, and placement. So there were 6 asymmetrical balance types we learned, right? So the first one was, large form. A large form is visually heavier than a smaller form. And the second one was a dark value form is visually heavier than light value form of the same size. And the third one, the textured form is visually heavier than a smooth form of the same size. And the fourth one, a complex form is visually heavier than a simple form of the same size. And 51, two or more small forms can balance a larger one. And sixth one, a small dark form can balance a larger light one. So for this sketchbook project, you will need a sketchbook, pencil, eraser, and any color medium you have. So here is the steps in detail. Number one, I need you to choose one simple object or theme. And step two, and please choose one of the asymmetrical balance types in these options. And choose one of them. And step three, make a composition based on asymmetrical balance type you choose. And number four, consider of unity and variety in the composition and apply it. And number five, draw your ideas and color it. So like the previous project, you can just post the beginning steps of your artwork, or you can just post your brainstorming or plans for the artwork, and you're gonna finish your artwork by the end of the course. So please write a short description when you post your work of art today, and tell us which asymmetrical balance type you use, and tell us how to show unity and variety in your artwork. So let me share a sample I made with this. So I chose for the object circle and shapes a sphere, and I chose number 5 asymmetrical type. More small forms can be balanced, one larger one. So I made a ball with a pattern, and then I'm gonna add 2 more small forms like this. So this I applied the number 5 asymmetrical balance type, right? But it seems like too boring, right? So I applied a background with this circle shape, so it can be adjusted to unity because I'm using the same shapes and repeated the same, the object or shapes in the work of art. And then the variety. So I used different patterns on the ball, and I used different colors to show the variety, right? And I gave the space in the background and with the dynamic angle, right? So you can just make it with the simple shapes or theme. Let me show you more examples. Please do not copy any of the samples when you create your work of art. I need you to make your own artwork. So just to get some inspiration from these examples, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So the most of most of landscape painting or drawing are using this uh, number 5 asymmetrical balance type. It's like this. So larger one on the right side and on the left side, small forms. Like this. This also using asymmetrical balance, the number 1 asymmetrical balance type, larger form and a smaller form on the right side. And the artist used the orange color to make a unity, and for some part, the artist used the cold colors to show the variety in this work of art. And this is Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night. So he also using this the asymmetrical balance type. So the last one, the number 6 asymmetrical balance type, a small dark form and a large light form on the right side. And also he's showing the unity and variety by using the colors. So he's using the bluish color to unite the work of art, and he gives the variety by using the yellowish color on the sky and some parts. And this is Michelangelo's fresco painting in Sistine Chapel. He's also using the first asymmetrical balance type, small form and a large form. And this is Cézanne's still life painting. So he's using the number 6 asymmetrical balance type. So most of artists are using the asymmetrical balance types when they make a work of art like this. Still life is also a good example. So he's using a small dark form on the left side, and on the right side, there is a bright large form with the apple and the clothing. And this design is also great example. So this designer using the color to show the small dark form, and the rest of part with this bigger piece of cake, the artist used the saturated color in the whole part except for the this colorful piece of cake. So the theme drawing the piece of cakes can be unity, and the variety is can be the using the different colors in this work of art. And the yin yang drawing. So this is a good example to show the second asymmetrical balance type. Dark form and a light form can be the same balance. And this geometrical design is also using the second asymmetrical balance type. So the designer is used the lines and the circle imply the shape in this work of art. So that factors can be the unity and the variety. For the variety, on the left side, the artist used the dark, and on the right side, the artist used the bright colors, reversed way. That can be the variety in this work of art. Okay, so that's it. So when you're ready to post your work of art, so please go to week 4. And then here, the sketchbook 4.1. So again, you can just post to your beginning work process. If you want, you can just post the finished artwork if you can finish your artwork today. And or you can just post your plans for the asymmetrical balance drawing. And when you post it, please write what you describe and which asymmetrical balance type you applied in your work of art or plans. And please write how to show unity and variety in your work of art. So here is a video link to make an asymmetrical balance drawing. So it will be helpful to create your asymmetrical balance drawing. Okay. So any questions?